but a limp cross to the centre of defence for the Central Coast, who swept upfield, and they've got the goal when Perth should be in front.
The Jets are fair bets for the top four for sure. One more win would enable them to go top of the table after 8 points from 4, and yet Dutchie would still like more. Victory would just love a victory, but defending champions always have to earn their wins. It's the Newcastle Jets against Melbourne Victory. Yes, they've come in numbers again at Energy Australia to see if the Jets can go top of the ladder for the first time in A-League history. Melbourne, of course, well, they'll want revenge for that 4-0 thrashing they suffered here at the end of last season. Hello again, and welcome to the Hunter in northern New South Wales for a match that last season arguably produced some of the highest quality football in the entire Hyundai A-League. This time around, there's no Carl, there's no Ocon, no Milton Rodriguez, and no Fred. But that shouldn't be a hindrance to what's sure to be another fascinating night as the Jets take on the Victory. And here come the two teams. Matthew Breeze, the referee tonight. Melbourne in their all-change strip of grey today. And the Jets on the left in gold. Quick check on the two-team lineups. Both are playing 4-3-3. Two changes for Gary Van Egmond. Joe Wheelhouse failed a fitness test on an injury earlier on today. Out two goes Jason Hoffman up front. Back in come Andy Durante into a back four, and Troy Hearfield plays as part of a front three. There's a reprieve in midfield for Denny, who was more than likely going to start on the bench had Wheelhouse been fit. Two changes too for Ernie Merrick. His patience has finally run thin, it seems, with Carlos Hernandez, who starts on the bench. Danny Alsop, of course, is injured with a rib problem sustained last weekend. Steve Pantelides, Mr. Versatility, will play at left fullback. Joe Keenan on the left side of midfield. Lee Broxham is part of a front three that also includes Leandro Love and Archie Thompson. The final handshakes and backslaps. The Jets, of course, looking to go top of the Hyundai A-League for the first time in their history. What a turnaround it's been under Gary Van Egmond, and there's their talisman, at least up front. Mark Bridge, top scorer last season. He'll want to get on the mark again tonight against the champions. 2 goals by Bridge helped the Jets to a 4-0 win in this fixture at the back end of last season. Melbourne out for revenge. More of the same, I'm sure, would do for the Jets. It's the Jets in the gold shirts kicking from right to left. Melbourne in all grey. And here's an early touch for Denny. Man wearing number 10, vacated by Nick Carl. That was the Melbourne number 10, Archie Thompson. Now Leandro Love. Infield looking for Kevin Muscat, just had it taken off his toe. And Matty Thompson will tidy up for the Jets.
And we talked about it in the pre-game show, the importance of the midfield battle. Kevin Muscat, Musialik in there, of course, and Denny waiting big things from him. Sure to be a real battle with Kevin Muscat. Kevin Muscat's had a go during the week at a lot of the diving going on. I'm sure that's aimed at a lot of the Brazilians who've come to the league. Also had Hearfield pulling off onto the back post.
North and Durante up from the back for the corner. This is Durante, nobody marking him, and then pumped home by Adam Griffiths. Dreadful marking by Melbourne Victory, and the Newcastle Jets are in front already.
Was dreadful marking from Melbourne Victory. First, Durante was completely unmarked as the corner came in. He miscontrolled it. See here, the ball arrives, he miscontrolled, still got time to head it in. And then Adam Griffiths just runs off Leandro Love. And really a side foot volley into the back of the net. What a great start for the Newcastle Jets. This man has been a great signing for Newcastle, Adam Griffiths.
Well, I think he should have claimed that goal in New Zealand against Wellington Phoenix. Matthew Thompson claimed it, but he won't take that one away from Adam Griffiths. What a start for the Jets, and what on earth was going on at the back for the Victory? They were playing statues.
Well, it was twice. They were very static as the ball come in. Andrew Durante could even afford a poor touch. Ball looped into the air, he just nodded it on. Adam Griffiths just pulled off Leandro Love, who was like a statue, as you said, Simon. Volleyed into a, certainly not an empty net, but it was Certainly very, very close in the 6-yard box. Pretty easy chance, put away.
Well, a win and a draw from their first 2 home games of the season, the Newcastle Jets, and already they're in the ascendancy again.
Well, that's what happens when we talked about Newcastle not playing that well, but still winning, and that breeds confidence. They've certainly started this game very confidently.
What did Gary Van Egmond say this week? He wanted them fast out of the blocks. And that's exactly what they've done. Been very aggressive right from the off. Here's the goal scorer. In fact, the 2 Griffiths have been fabulous so far this season for the Jets. Here's the other one, Joel. Slides it to Andy Durante. In towards Herefield. Used his body strength well. Troy Herefield with the blast, takes a deflection. And only just goes the wrong side of the post so far as Theokhlitos is concerned. Newcastle are really got a head of steam here.
Well, that deflection had Theokhlitos scrambling across his goal line. Here's the strike from Herefield. Big deflection off Steve Pantelides. If that was on target, I'm not so sure if Theokhlitos would have got to it. Exactly the same side this corner from where they just opened the scoring from just moments before.
Well, can Melbourne defend it a bit better? They can. Vargas away, met by Denny on the full. Partially cleared by Pantelides. Thompson couldn't get there, appeals for handball, play on, in towards Joel Griffiths. Great stop by Michael Theokhlitos. Wonderful action again in the Melbourne final third, and the victory at the moment are hanging on for dear life.
A big risk of being smothered here in the opening 10 minutes. Great chance for Joel Griffiths. Pretty good connection, but that's a fantastic save from Theokhlitos.
Well, they've just been blown away, Melbourne, by Newcastle's start. What do they have in response? Slid through by Keenan. That's a decent ball too, but Ante Kovic, in his first real serious work of the game, makes sure it counts. It's a love that's not quite blossomed, you could say. Here is Leandro Love, though, and that was a good opportunity too.
Oh, that's a poor finish. As he broke into the box there, you're just saying, go on, drill it.
Keenan did well there. Good chest down too by Broxham. Now they'll look for the run of Archie Thompson, who's in behind. Thompson with the shot. No real power on it. But again, another half chance for the victory.
Yeah, great run from Archie Thompson in behind. Just ghosted behind Jade North. Just can't get the power in the shot he needs. In fact, it took a pretty big deflection.
Well, the shot count has now been levelled up, 6 apiece. That's a great effort! That's a wonderful goal by Stuart Musialik! What a beauty! The Jets 2 up.
What a wonderful strike from Musialik. Outside of the right foot. Beautiful technique. What a strike. Theokhlitos, no chance. Fully stretched to his right-hand side. Push forward again. Musialik just goes in there. No pressure on him, outside of the right foot. If that was a Brazilian, he'd be showing it over and over again. Look at Musialik. He picks up the ball here, 10 metres in to Melbourne's half. No one closes him down. Bang, outside of the foot, pick that one out.
It's only his 3rd goal in the Hyundai A-League, but it could be a real crucial one for the Jets. They've doubled their money against the champions. Are we set for another 4-0 thumping?
Well, you can't let people get that close to the edge of the 18-yard box without closing it down. No one putting pressure on Musialik. Picked up the ball, he just kept going and going, but I tell you what, he still had a bit to do, didn't he?
Now, Brandner wanted a foul there. Sorry, Robbie. And he didn't get it, and Melbourne had committed forward. 4 against 4 for a minute. Denny up against Muscat. And Muscat is penalised. And nobody will be feeling this more than Kevin Muscat.
Oh, he's absolutely filthy.
It's all gone horribly wrong for Melbourne victory inside the opening 25 minutes. Not just talking about the injury. Now, Matty Thompson Away on the left. Cross comes Kemp. Too late to prevent the cross, and Joel Griffiths climbed well. And again, it's good, positive, aggressive play from the Jets. Well, Mario Jardel just exchanging a joke or two with somebody on the touchline. Now chance for Joel Griffiths to make it perhaps 3-0. And it's over the top from Piakovsky. Another corner, Jets.
Well, the movement of Joel Griffiths, Herefield and Mark Bridge causing them all sorts of problems. In fact, it's the movement of all the Newcastle players. Matthew Kemp just does enough to put off Joel Griffiths as he's looking to strike that ball.
I'm sure Ernie Merrick will be thoroughly dissatisfied with what he's seen. This is Adam Dapuzzo. Play on, says Matthew Breeze. Good decision. Far post, real chance again. Nobody picking up for Melbourne. Defensively, they are all over the shop.
Oh, what a chance at the back post. Teddy's problems last season. In good form. That's a terrible tackle from Panelides. Be very lucky to escape without a yellow card here. Joel Griffiths, so just complimenting. He's calmed down, but he's reacted to that. But to be fair to Joel Griffiths, it was completely a tackle from behind.
Yep, he did well to keep his temper there, actually, Joel Griffiths.
Look at this, there's no chance he can win the ball there. That's clearly a yellow card. He's not going to get one. For my money, he's very, very lucky.
Especially as he gave Andy Durante a slap across the chops as well for good measure.
Same can't be said for Melbourne.
Oh, mistake here. And, well, in fact, in the end, Adam Griffiths was adjudged to have been fouled by Archie Thompson. But just for a second, it opened it up for Ernie Merrick's side. Well, that'll do, says Matthew Breeze. As we watch again, that's footage of Thompson and Adam Griffiths clashing. It's been all Newcastle in the first half. Adam Griffiths setting them on their way after 4 minutes. Stuart Musialik with a real belter after 21 minutes. Half chances and nothing more for Melbourne, who've been really a pale shadow of the team that won the title last season. At the break at Energy Australia Stadium, it's the Newcastle Jets leading Melbourne victory by 2-0. And we're all set for the second period. Well, we've had a change for Melbourne, as we expected. Perhaps not the expected man to come off. Joe Keenan been replaced by Carlos Hernandez. What do you make of that change, Robbie Slater?
Well, very surprising. I thought Keenan was their best player in the first half. Well, certainly one of them that looked like he might get something.
Maybe an injury?
Well, you'd have to think so.
Well, it's a long way back for Melbourne victory. The old adage is that 2-0 is always a precarious scoreline. Use whatever cliches you want. The fact is, Melbourne just weren't good enough that first 45. Ernie Merrick will expect things to change. Carlos Hernandez is certainly capable of making them change. Perhaps he's going to have a big 45 minutes. He's certainly due one. That Gary Van Egmond was pretty happy with Denny's first 45 minutes. I think he's certainly shown us a lot more than he has done so far in a Newcastle jersey in that opening stanza. Now, here's Thompson. Melbourne would love an early goal at the start of the second period.
That's good defending there from Jade North. Shape to shoot. It's very ordinary from Steve Pantelides there. Really, there's no form there to cross that ball.
Well, not the first time that Ernie Merrick has pulled a left-sided defensive-minded player at half-time. As that shot stings the palms of Theoklitos from Bridge.
That's a great strike, isn't it, from Mark Bridge. Hits this with some venom. And luckily for Theoklitos, it's straight at him. Good touch. Skips around. Hits that. Theoklitos just gets a hand to it and palms it over.
Was moving a bit in the air too. 5 corners to zip the Jets lead in that particular statistic. And if they get a third, it's surely good night Vienna.
Really hard to see at the moment where it's going to come from for Melbourne.
Griffiths, beautifully done. Denny.
Well, I'm not sure if that's the best option. Gets in behind. Kevin Muscat tracking back. He slid that one across the face of goal. Herefield was coming in at the near post. Great play again from the Sharks. Been excellent in the midfield, as has Joel Griffiths, who finds Denny. Well, maybe he has got a right to have a shot from there, but completely mishit it in all honesty.
The Putso's lost out just momentarily. Joel Griffiths, who else? Back there to help him out. He gets through an awful lot of work, doesn't he, Joel Griffiths? Offensively, defensively, he's everywhere. Broxham. Leandro Love. It's not a bad ball, it's a great header, it's a great goal by Archie Thompson. He's been quiet as a mouse all night. All he needs is a sniff, and Ernie Merrick's team are back in it at 2-1.
Well, they're back in it. They haven't looked likely, but for once they work the ball wide. Leandro Love, it's a decent ball in. He just gets in behind Jade North, who really gets caught facing the ball. Allows Archie Thompson to just get in behind him. That's a good header. Kovic stranded, no chance for him. And Melbourne are back in this game. Really, they haven't looked likely.
Well, now it's perhaps a bit of a test of character for Newcastle, after having been so dominant. That's what you get with a striker of the quality of Archie Thompson. He can do nothing all game and then bang. Now, Griffiths. Newcastle's pride stung perhaps as much as anything else. In by Herefield. And there's a bit of a spring in the step of the victory all of a sudden. If the scoreline remains as it is. Now Thompson. Good cross in. Joel Griffiths leaps high. And just couldn't get it on target.
I just couldn't get the direction he needed. Great play from Thompson down the left-hand side. Backs himself, a right-footed player, backs himself on his left. That's a great cross in. And he got in between the two defenders, Piakowski and Vargas, Joel Griffiths. And he's disappointed he didn't at least make the keeper make a save.
Now, Piakowski has been robbed. Real chance for the Jets to seal it here. Joel Griffiths, great stop by Theoklitos. Still the danger not completely averted. Elridge waits on the edge of the box. This is Musialik.
Oh, what a
Rather
chance.
Herefield, and eventually Melbourne scramble it away.
What a chance. I thought could have gone on his own, Mark Bridge. Chose the unselfish option to Joel Griffiths, but I thought that made the angle better for Theoklitos. Another good save. Piakowski with the error. Here he is, I think. Drive on by yourself, pull it onto your left foot. He licks the play to Joel Griffiths, just narrowed the angle.
And here he comes. Well, there's only a roof over two sides of this stadium in the Hunter, but I tell you what, if there were 4 roofs, they'd take them all off when this guy gets brought on. Well, finally, he gets his permission to come onto the field. Not sure if there's a bit of a communication problem there. And there's his first touch, which is a good one.
Well, needless to say, Jardel will lead the front line.
Well, he's done that for most of the clubs he's played for. And if he gets a chance in the air, I can guarantee he'll take it. That's his real strength. He's still some way off peak fitness, of course, but you never lose your goal-scoring touch. Under 8 minutes to go. Here's Caceres. Melbourne threatening. Past the challenge. Caceres! It's 2-2! Incredible! Adrian Caceres off the bench and on the score sheet.
Well, would you believe it? Newcastle won't be able to believe it. Ernie Merrick, having finally bought on Caceres, I thought he was someone who might have come on at half-time. That's a wonderful finish in the end. He just keeps his head. But really, as the ball comes through here, Adam Griffiths gets beaten. He just goes to ground there. Really could have done better. Makes up Caceres' mind. He's really got the ball there. He misses it completely. Caceres skips around him. And he still has to find the finish. And he does. He keeps his head. Here Adam Griffiths goes for the ball, misses it. There he keeps his head, buries it. Would you believe it? Melbourne back to 2-2.
Tell me something. How have Newcastle not won this game already?
Well, it's quite... There's still a bit of
Still
time
might,
to
of
go.
course. Here's Joel Griffiths in space inside the box. He was clattered into by Muscat. Newcastle fans screaming for a penalty. Griffiths remains down. Ball up towards Jardel. Oh, that was nearly the moment they all paid to see.
Well, he's gone near post. I think if he loops towards the far post, Jardel, he'll score. Theoclitos was off his line.
Now the boos are for Melbourne because they're playing on. Joel Griffiths has stayed down with an injury. Now play will be pulled up for the foul on Grant Brebner. And the Jets fans are trying to alert Matthew Breeze's attention to the fact that Joel Griffiths needs some treatments. And I think now is the moment he will finally get it.
Here's the chance for Jardel. Muscat and Joel Griffiths clashing. In fact, it's not the chance for Jardel. This is the chance for Jardel. Long cross for the ball. Look at Theoclitos who slips. If he loops that to the far post, he goes for the near post. To be fair, he is a long way out. There is nothing more than half a chance.
Well, wouldn't that have been some moment for the Brazilian? This is Caceres, whose goal has looked to have earned Ernie Merrick's team a point. Matthew Breeze looks at the watch and decides that'll do. It ends in yet another draw. Quite how, I'm not sure the Newcastle Jets even know, because they should have won this game, but they didn't. And it's another draw for Melbourne, who at this rate will end up with 21 points at the end of the season. Newcastle Jets miss out on the chance to go top, and a silence falls upon Energy Australia Stadium. Full-time, Newcastle Jets 2, Melbourne victory 2.
Newcastle coach Gary Van Egmond says he'll continue to use star signing Mario Jardel in the best way to suit the squad. He also believes his working relationship with Con Constantine is fine, despite the club's owner going public on his desire for Jardel to see more game time. Coaches are used to getting told what to do by armchair critics, but when the boss talks, you generally listen. However, the line between coach and chairman has become blurred at the Jets in recent days, with Con Constantine's public desire to see more from his expensive signing, Mario Jardel.
And if Mario figures into that, then Mario will start. If Mario's more of a bench player, then Mario will be in that situation. If we don't think Mario should be involved at all, then Mario won't be involved.
Jardel has seen limited time in the 2 games he's been available for this season, and while the coach respects the owner's wishes, he feels selection should be left up to him.
As far as I'm concerned, the coaching position is something which shouldn't be touched.
To be fair, he's facing much bigger problems this weekend, with Joel Griffiths sidelined with both shin and thigh injuries.
It's a pretty deep cork, and it's probably one of the hardest corks I've ever had. So, hopefully, if I be the ultimate professional, I'll have it right.
There are key players within each A-League setup which are irreplaceable, and Joel fits into that category for us.
The coach, though, already impressed by former Perth-based striker Boy Makape, who joined the club this week and may yet get a start against Sydney FC this weekend off the bench.
Newcastle Jets midfielder Stu Musialik is appearing before an A-League disciplinary hearing tonight on an offensive conduct charge during Friday's draw with Melbourne. Meanwhile, the debate over whether Mario Jardel will start continued today as the Jets prepare for local derby with Sydney.
He might be a crowd favourite, but that won't guarantee Mario Jardel a place in the starting lineup. Coach Gary Van Egmond clearly not enthused by club owner Con Constantine's insistence of more game time.
I think we've all been around long enough to know that it's probably not the best way to run a club.
CEO John Satsimas forced to defend the boss.
He certainly wants to see his investment realised, I would assume. So that's probably where he's coming from.
Jardel isn't the only selection headache, with defender Andrew Durante succumbing to a calf injury, keeping him out of the Sydney clash. Joel Griffiths remains a 50-50 prospect. Defensively, the Jets are looking to recover after being stung late by Melbourne, but they say they won't be intimidated by Sydney's all-star cast.
I always feel that you play your best football when you play against quality opposition, so I'm just looking